Record. Perfect. All right. So Deanne and Janice with eXp Realty, thank you so much for joining me. I want to tell you a little bit more about our community development program. This is 100% financing. There's no mortgage insurance, and the interest rates are much, much lower than what's on the market right now. And this is especially important because if a home buyer is qualifying for this loan, they can afford more purchase price since their monthly payment will be lower. So this can expand people's search to a purchase price maybe they didn't qualify before, or just lower their monthly payment in general so they get a better deal out of the program. It is a conventional loan program, so the interest rates are for 30-year fixed. It's not going to change. It's a 640 minimum credit score in order to qualify with 100% financing, and you can go up to the conforming loan limit of $647,000. So someone could buy a $647,000 house with no money down if they qualify for this program. So it's an extremely strong program. Yes. And the only requirement, you don't have to be a first-time home buyer, but it does have to be your primary residence. So someone has to intend to move into the property within 60 days if they are going to purchase with this product. And the other requirement is that it must be in one of these green eligible areas on the map. Basically, how this program works is that the census, when they take their population information, they found out that these green areas are what's called majority minority census tracts. So these green areas have a minority population of 50% or greater. And HUD and Fannie Mae and everybody's goal at the end of the day is to make the American dream possible. They want to promote home ownership in America. So they notice in these green areas, the percentage of people who own homes in these areas is not very high. And they want to be able to increase that home ownership percentage in these areas. That's why they're targeted specifically for this program, to allow people to be able to purchase for other people who were priced out of the market with the higher rates and the higher prices. So as long as someone is looking to buy in one of these eligible green areas, they can qualify for the program with 100% financing. Do you have any questions?
I just have a question as far as prepayment. Like if it's a 30-year fixed, if say you somehow can pay it off in 15, is that any kind of prepayment penalty or anything?
Yeah, it's a great question. So this program does not have a prepayment penalty. That's what makes it so powerful compared to other down payment assistance programs. Most down payment assistance programs just give you a second loan to cover the down payment that you have to pay back eventually when you sell the home. This is not a second loan. It's just a primary loan at 100% financing. So there's no sort of prepayment penalty. You do have to live in the home for at least a year, we say, for it to count as your primary residence. So this is targeted more for the people who do want to make this a primary residence where they intend to live in for a while.
Okay. Is there any income limit that you have to be under to qualify?
Good question. There is no income limit either. So that is super important, especially because we can go up to the conforming loan limit. So no income limit here, whether you're buying a $100,000 house or a $640,000 house, you can qualify for this program.
Okay. And then we briefly talked about it, but you said you can also use it to refinance?
Correct. Yes. So let me pull up our matrix to show you how to qualify. But with the cash, you can do a non-cash out refinance with just a regular rate term refinance to take advantage of the no MI and the lower rates, or you can do a cash out refinance up to 75% loan to value with a maximum $200,000 in cash that you're able to take out.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. It's an extremely strong program. And then the other benefit is if someone has lower than 640 credit, if they have a 620 credit, they can still qualify, but they'll just have to put 3% down. And then they'll still take advantage of no mortgage insurance and the lower interest rate.
Okay.
And if somebody goes to buy this, it's no down payment, but can they get gifted like closing cost?
Yeah, good question. So since it's still a Fannie Mae loan, you can get a gift. It must be from a family member or a spouse. And then we would need a gift letter signed from that person. And then we also would just need to source the funds where it's coming from. So yeah, you can still receive a gift for the closing costs. That's a great question. Yeah, definitely.
And then what about homes that need repairs?
Good question. It depends on the type of repairs. If it's something that Fannie Mae, can oversee, like if it needs maybe a paint job or maybe there's a small peeling of paint or something like that, that should be okay for Fannie Mae. If it does need a new roof, the problem with that is that insurance companies will most likely not provide insurance. So then we do have to get the roof fixed in order for Fannie Mae to approve the loan, because as long as you have a loan on property, you have to have home insurance. So it does depend on the repairs and the extent of the repairs.
And is there any sort of timeline for this to be around, or?
Yeah, good question. So we actually received direction that we're going to have this program around for a while. It's not, a limited amount of funds that can run out like other down payment assistance programs. This is going to be around hopefully for a couple of years.
Okay.
And then one more thing too I wanted to mention is you are allowed to have a non-occupying co-borrower. So if you need someone to co-sign for you to help you qualify, that is allowed. But then the minimum down payment moves to 5% down.
Okay.
And was this only for single family homes, or could you use it for duplex or condo, or?
Good question. So the only thing you can't use it for is multifamily units, so duplex, triplex, and quadplex.
Okay.
But you can do condos, you can do townhomes, you can do single family residences, and then the
This would be a
condos
primary.
just have to be approved through Fannie Mae.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Anything else?
Any other questions?
Can't think of any at the second.
Okay.
As soon as we're done here, I'll think of something.
Right.
No worries. Well, I also wanted to show you the eligibility map to figure out which properties qualify. So
Okay.
of course it's a little hard to see from this angle, but if you are taking a look at a specific property or whatnot, I will send you these maps so you can see the exact streets that qualifies, that the census tracts are divided into. So, we can go as far east as Dade City and Plant City. That's the furthest east it'll go. And then we can go as west as Clearwaters. This is the Temple Terrace area around Busch Gardens, as you can see. And then we can go as far west as Egypt Lake. We also hit a little bit of Town and Country and Citrus Park up here. And then it actually goes south all around the airport, as you can see right there. And then we can even get a little bit into South Tampa, a little bit right near 275. It avoids the Davis Islands and Harbor Islands, but you can be here near MacDill Air Force Base and Ybor. And then you can even go down to the Brandon and Riverview areas. There's some of those parts that also qualify for this program on both sides of 75. And we can go as far as Valrico, and the furthest south it'll go is North Ruskin area, as you can see.
And then it covers a bit of St. Pete as well, correct?
Yeah, let's see the
Correct.
South St. Pete.
Yes. So then in the Clearwater area, it goes a couple minutes away from the beach. This is the Clearwater area. And then Bayside Court next to Bel Air Country Club is also a popular area down there near St. Pete. And then on the east side of St. Pete, you can use this program right around the St. Pete airport. So you can live right next to the airport, or right on Gandy to get onto the bridge to Tampa. And then as far as South St. Pete, definitely it can go near the Childs Park area, or a little bit even further south where you see the St. Petersburg Country Club. And then any of these homes on the water, Coquina Key, Pinellas Point, all these homes can also qualify for this program.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Pink streets are in there. That used to be it used to be the it place back in the day.
Yeah, no, for
Put
sure.
some nice homes in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really nice homes, and that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to make it easier for people to be able to purchase in these areas. And then anybody can purchase as long as it's their primary residence. And then if you find a home that you want to know if it qualifies, we have this really cool lookup table where it divides the census tracts by county. So if you want to see in Pinellas County, these are the eligible census tracts. So what you would do is you would click on this map, and then it would pull up a right here website where you can type in the address of the property you're looking for.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then when it zooms in, that way it takes the guesswork out of it. But then when you zoom in, like for example, it'll divide all the census tracts, with blue numbers. And then let's say you find a property right here on Hemlock Ave. It tells you the census tract is 0053.02. So then you just go back to your list, and then you just look for census tract 0.005302. So there it is. So a home right there
Okay.
to qualify for this program.
Okay, I was wondering because I have somebody that's actually interested in this program. And I was like, oh, so how do you figure out if it's, I mean, I know you have the map, but you never know,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
And
good
it
question.
doesn't matter how old or new the house is or anything, just as long as it's in that area.
Correct. Yeah, it could even be a new construction home, right? The only thing is, with new constructions, if they're going to be built 6 or 9 months or a year out, we just like to talk to the client about the price point to make sure we leave some wiggle room, because if interest rates go up, we want to make sure they'll still be able to qualify for this program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then, something very important is, like, as you're looking in the MLS, you can use these maps to guide yourself. And then, you pick a couple homes that are near this area, and then you can open up the website and just plug in the addresses just to confirm the census tract numbers and make sure it qualifies.
So it's a site we actually can have access to instead of having to contact you and see if it qualifies.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm going to send you all this information. I'm going to send you the maps. I'll send you the Excel with a list of census tracts that are eligible for this program. And then you have full access to it. If there's a home that maybe you're not sure about, just let me know and I can double check for you as well.
Okay, yeah, awesome.
And a lot of lenders don't have access to this, right? I mean, I've talked to other lenders that do not have this.
Great question. Yeah. So right now we are one of the only 3 lenders in Florida that's offering this. There are 2 other ones that are more like small town shops, like that don't really have this. So this is something that's very exclusive to NFM, and it's not something that you can get anywhere. So it definitely, especially if you're listing a property too, if one of your properties you're listing is in one of these areas, it's going to make it a more attractive sell than a property down the street that doesn't qualify for the same price.
And it's funny because I know it's like more minority because I actually live in South St. Pete and my house could qualify for that. And I live in a nice neighborhood, you know what I mean? So it's not just areas that people think like, oh, they have this program because the areas aren't so great. They want people to move in there. They're just maybe older homes that need some love and,
Exactly.
And,
yeah, exactly. That's
because
exactly.
I love my neighborhood.
There's some beautiful neighborhoods. There's some great areas. Again, the whole point is just to increase homeownership percentage. So they just want more people to have access to purchase those primary residences. And it's not necessarily about what the neighborhood looks like or who's living there. It's more so about, hey, let's make more people have access to buying homes that they make their primary residence.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and definitely right now it'll help a lot of those first-time home buyers that weren't qualifying for things are getting accepted because they've been struggling.
Oh, of course. I actually had someone who, with an FHA pre-approval, 10% down, the maximum that we could approve them up to was $215, and now she's approved for this program up to $275 with 5% down. and then she can go up to 250 with 0%. So it just increased her buying power so much because we got rid of $150 a month in mortgage insurance, and the interest rate came down 1.5 points.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Is there a particular formula, like, and this could be for any loan, not just like for income, debt to income ratio?
Great question. So a lot of people out there say, a buyer can buy 3 times their income, but that's not necessarily always accurate. The best way to know how much someone could qualify for is you take their monthly gross income and you look at the monthly debts on their credit report. So if they have a car payment and they have a couple credit cards, we use the minimum monthly payment. We add all the debts up, and then we have to make sure when you qualify that all your debts and the new mortgage payment cannot be more than 50% of your gross monthly income. So what we do is if someone's making $1,000 a month in income and their car payment's $200, and between all their credit card minimum payments, that's like $100, their total debt is $300. And 50% of that $1,000 income is $500. So that then we know between the $300 they have and the $500 max, they can afford a $200 a month mortgage payment. So that's how we find that max mortgage payment that they can qualify for. And then we work backwards to see, okay, what price home with taxes, insurance, HOA, and mortgage insurance is going to add up to that $200 a month. So that's the easiest way to know how much someone can qualify for right off the bat.
It's good to know.
Yeah. And then I'm always posting videos on TikTok and Instagram, like explaining those sort of things to buyers too. So if you ever see one and you want to share it or stitch it or copy it, you can definitely feel free to do so.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. Of course. It's all about getting more information. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. But I really appreciate you both meeting with me to learn a little bit more about this program. I think this is something that could definitely help a lot of home buyers. It is important for them to realize they're not obligated to purchase in these areas. They can buy somewhere else. It would just have to be with a different loan program. And we have so many. We have other down payment assistance programs as well that could help them. We just feel like this one's the strongest because of the no mortgage insurance and the lower rates. So, we can always show people the 2 comparisons. That way they can make the decision that works best for them.
So if I have another question, can we talk?
Yeah.
So since it is for home ownership, so say if you own this home, you live in it for 3 years and you decide you want to buy another home, but you want to keep that home. Can you rent it out even? Yeah,
that's a great question. So again, it's all because when you're buying the property, your intention is to make it your primary residence. So that's what we use to qualify. Now, if a couple of years down the road, you get another job or you want to live in a different part of the city and you want to move, then that's okay. You're not going to get punished for that. The only thing is you have to make sure you switch your homestead exemption with the
yes.
So yes, because then at that point, you're not doing anything wrong. You actually did make it your primary residence. You just change your mind.
You're just improving your life and yeah. So
your guideline is to live there at least 1 year. Was that right?
Yeah, that's what we ask people. Because then if someone, buys it as a primary residence and then in 6 months they want to buy something else, they're going to have an issue even qualifying for something else because any mortgage lender will say, hey, you just bought a primary residence. What's going on? So it sounds a little bit, yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much. This is good information and try to get some business.
Of course, yeah.
Help out some buyers. It's been tough for buyers this last couple years.
It has, and as this switches over from a seller's market to a buyer's market, this is a great program again to incentivize sellers to be able to sell their home quicker, but also buyers to be able to afford those higher prices, right? That we've seen so much growth, especially in the Pinellas County and Hillsborough County areas.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You.
Yeah.